Anarchy Championship Wrestling down in San Antonio. And we had didn't even plan it, had some impromptu dance-off. And by the end of the dance-off, I had the crowd chanting, "He's half black" to me. So I was proud of that moment. So I like doing a little comedy gaga too. I like doing it all. I love watching it all. And if I have a day off and I can go catch a small indie show somewhere, I'll go there and I'll raise hell at the heels.
That's awesome.
I'll always be a fan.
That's awesome.
All right, Jerry, I have two back-to-back questions for you. One is very easy. One is, I swear to God, I'm not picking these out myself. The question is from Zodiac, and he would like to know, who was your favorite rookie to give a first match to in any of the companies that you worked for? Example, Chris Jericho and WCW.
Wow. That's a tough one since... Oh, man, that's tough. Because for years and years and years, it felt like I was the rookie. And then all of a sudden, overnight, I looked around in the locker room at some small indie, and I go, hey, I'm the old-timer now. When did this happen? God, that is a tough one. I never even thought about that.
Nigel McGuinness said last week on the show that not only did he put you over to the moon as being a great person and a great performer, he said that he was honored that you wrestled his second match ever in Ring of Honor and his first big time match. He said it was with you years ago, and I think he said a WrestleMania weekend match actually, if I remember correctly. I think it was WrestleMania 22 weekend match or something like that, and he said it was just.
It was at the Rexplex in New York, I believe.
Yeah, and he was just.
And I liked it. I really enjoyed the match. I don't remember it all, detail by detail, but I just liked the way we gelled the different styles. I had the American style, and he had the English style, and I think just the way the match went and the way we told the story, I enjoyed it myself. So, and I guess Nigel would have to be one of them, because even since I've come back to Ring of Honor, I've really enjoyed wrestling Nigel.
All right, and my next question, and this is a personal question. Everybody from the forum or anybody who's ever listened to this show knows that Arn Anderson is my favorite wrestler. What is your feelings about Arn Anderson? I have to ask you that.
Well, as a person, I've never really had a lot of time and opportunity to get to know him. But
what about his in-ring work?
Oh, are you kidding me? Him and Tully were one of the best heel tag teams of all time. I don't even know if I still have it. I might have it in a box somewhere. I have a old tape of a house show, old NWA house show with Tully and Arn. I think it was against Ricky Morton and why am I brain farting his name? His partner. Anyway.
Robert Garrison?
Yes. And I can't remember if the belts changed hands or something that night, but the place just, and there was no commentary. It was someone holding a camera up in the crowd, and it was in the nosebleed section. But just thinking about it now, I still get goosebumps just because of the way the crowd was going apeshit. It was just amazing, an amazing atmosphere and stuff, and the heat those guys got. It was, they're one of the best heel tag teams ever.
All right. Two questions. Totally different, actually, but asked from the same person. Foster, a.k.a. Griftar from the forum, wants to know, what made you start using the cradle pile driver as a finisher? He goes on to say it's a finisher that you don't see a lot in wrestling, and he thinks it's a great finisher. What made you start using that as a finisher?
Nova, I have to give all the credit to. In ECW, I was having a hard time thinking of a finisher. I couldn't think of one, so I asked Nova to help me come up with one. And he came back either the next weekend or the next day and said, you remember Dynamite Kid using the cradle pile driver in Japan? And I said, yeah. He says, well, why don't you give that a try? And it stuck.
That's yeah. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know Dynamite. Now, see, I guess I have seen Dynamite Kid use that in tapes before, but I don't think I really registered it as the cradle pile driver. But another person asked, $2 Million Man, who is the biggest ECW fan we have, and he hasn't come to any other interview but this one because he needed to hear he needed to be here for your interview. He wants to know, and I'm going to word this better than what he put it. Were you happy with your month-long ECW title reign, and were you happy dropping the title to Steve Corino?
The whole thing was bittersweet because Paulie really didn't want to put the strap on me. I think Justin talked him into it because it was good business at the time. And then, just because of that, I knew it wouldn't last long. I wasn't happy with the way I dropped it. I would have rather have dropped it in a singles match instead of some four-way like it happened.
Okay. Another four-member fudge. This isn't actually a wrestling-related question, but I actually want to know what bands are you into? Like, what kind of music and bands right now are you currently into the most?
Right now, a band called Skeleton Witch, All Shall Perish. I'm trying to think. There's a band. I can spell the name. I can't say it. Neaera. Neaera, something like that. I don't know. They're great. Amon Amarth.
Look, there you go, Amon Amarth. All right.
Some good Viking metal.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Yep. The list can go on.
Okay, so you're into more heavier type music then, for the most.
I like a little bit of everything. I even like the blues and stuff, but extreme underground metal you'll never hear on the radio is my favorite because it really just helps you vent some frustration.
All right.
All right. Our next question, Jerry, comes from Pt.3 again. He would like to know, were you surprised to be told that you were going to win the Ring of Honor title?
Yes.
Oh.
Very surprised.
Now, you didn't think that possibly because of you being the status you had when they got a television deal, you didn't think that they would put it on you for the name-wise? Like for your, I guess, your drawing power, so to speak?
I don't know if it was because of that. I don't know why, to tell you the truth. I think maybe it was in conjunction with the Wrestler movie. I don't know. Because we kind of tried to do like a storyline like that with Nigel and stuff, but...
Okay. Well, then Nigel obviously just had it.
It was just a surprise to me, because like you said, Ring of Honor is more of, younger guys, and I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, you were surprised. You answered the question. I just didn't know if you thought maybe it was because of your name. Your name has been around in wrestling for 20-plus years, so...
it still surprised me, because I never really, to me, to tell you the truth, I don't think I never really had that big superstar push or anything. So...
Okay. Our next question comes from NJ Guy in the chat. He wants to know, what's the main differences or similarities between a Ring of Honor crowd and an old ECW crowd?
I guess the main similarities are how they all, do the chants and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well,
the differences? I don't know about the differences. I don't know. I guess, the Ring of Honor crowd's about the closest thing to an ECW crowd you get. Well, I don't know. It is because, there's certain towns and stuff where it's just that party atmosphere where everyone gets to get, everyone's there to have a good time.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I said, if you show up and you can have a good time, well, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, I agree. I live right outside of Philly. Front row seats are $40.